Hey there, I'm Mark from Spectrum Pulse, and today from Saor Amidst the Ruins. The funny thing about discussing Saor's fusion of atmospheric black metal and pagan Celtic folk is that it works best as a fusion. When alongside the thunderous tremolo shredding and visceral howls, you get the tin whistle and bagpipes and strings, where they all contribute to that core melody. It's the big reason why Forgotten Paths and Guardians are two of the best albums of the 2010s, and 2022's Origin, despite showing a noble attempt to further diversify the sound, kinda lost a step compositionally stitching it together. So with the band only further expanding their sound, I was curious but also a bit worried how it would land this time, especially as they were adding back in female clean vocals as well as beefing up that string section, and thus it's thrilling to say that Saor, they stuck the landing here. Easily their best album since Forgotten Paths, where Origins now feels kind of transitional, testing some of that sonic diversity, but this is amplifying that grand fusion so the compositions can really cinematically unfold. Now, I had questions around the clean vocals before, but adding in feminine singers, just like they did on Forgotten Paths, allows for a grander choral flavor and really feels apropos for this brand of folk and metal, especially on the penultimate track that's more acoustic, the Sylvan Embrace. Hell, it's a straightforward atmospheric folk song, which was definitely needed before Rebirth, which might be the best closer Saor has written since Guardians. That strings passage at the midpoint is utterly stunning. And yeah, a huge part of this is a shift in their compositional structures back toward the extended pieces that made Saor so special. Of the 5 songs on this project, the majority are in and around the 12-minute mark, which might feel long if Saor wasn't taking the opportunity to allow the melodic motifs to really build resonance over the course of extended transitions and multiple instruments taking on that lead melody, be it the thunderous riffs, the violin, the tin whistle, or the bagpipes. Hell, the extended keening crescendo that actually opens up Glen of Sorrow does a fantastic job cutting through some of that darkness. It's really effective, and those gorgeous melodies and their interplay remain by far their greatest asset. I love how the title track echoes it from the scintillating guitar work to the bagpipes, or how some of those whistling solos, they just sound phenomenal backed up by the acoustic guitar, or how on Echoes of the Ancient Land, it contains some of their most propulsive and galloping and anthemic passages ever. So doubling down on all of it makes all the sense in the world. Now, of course, there are some production nitpicks. At a couple points, the pipes and the whistles could sound a little bit too close to the front of the mix, and while the band does an admirable job giving the bass lines and blast beat drum work a little bit more to do, especially on Echoes of an Ancient Land, I think the grooves could have a shade bit more meat, go back to what they did really well on Forgotten Paths, but those are minor flaws that barely undercut this album's transcendent energy. Even the lyrics, which I've consistently described as a bit backwards looking, a restorative desire to bring forth the old ways from the ashes, celebrating the majesty of the Scottish Highlands and call to mind ancient battles and forgotten spirits, they kind of avoid the trap of falling towards bitterness or regressive tendencies so much as a larger celebration of their heritage. Glen of Sorrow is deliberately referencing the Massacre of Glencoe from 1692, for example, and also a love of nature and myth, especially with so much held beyond the human understanding, taking in that majesty. I still think there could be more to be done there. The environmentalist leanings of Forgotten Paths felt more developed. You could argue that Saor leaning into the fantastical more might play to the fantasy audience, but you lose some of that grounding that felt a little bit more punishing and visceral. But as I've said before, nobody's really going to Saor for the lyrics, and they're certainly more convincing here than on Origins. In short, and honestly, given this band's direct approach, it's kind of tough to add much more. I might be an easy mark for Saor here, just nailing the formula with soaring, thunderous melodies that sound so richly organic and climactic. But where Amidst the Ruins really shines comes in deepening some of those folk influences and then further interweaving them into the sound for compositions that are immense and captivating, and perhaps even more accessible than ever before. It's truly a stunning album that'll likely stand among the best of this year. It'll certainly satisfy the fans. Oh yeah, this is special. check it out. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to see more, please be sure to like, share, drop comments, subscribe. Longtime Sewer fans, again, leave your comments down below. I do feel a little bit ridiculous that I have been mispronouncing this band's name for over a decade. Try to actually correct this now, getting the appropriate Scottish pronunciation or something close to it. I am trying here. But beyond that, anything else I might be able to do to improve my presentation, I'm all ears. If y'all want to get projects on my schedule going forward, hey, or just want to argue with me on my Discord or support the channel, link to YouTube memberships and Patreon are right over there. Don't feel obligated. Tough times, I understand. Just the options available. Till then, I'm Mark, you're watching Spectrum Pulse, and I'll see you next time.